When she can put together a good run, then she comes right in from the back and does it. She did it in Lake Placid. That was her big chance. She made it. Now she's up on the big time.
All right, we're just about ready to go. Pauletta Magoni, the first skier to attack this hill on this afternoon here at Park City, Utah. 20-year-old from Italy, who was the gold medalist, as you will recall, in the 1984 Olympics in the slalom.
That's right, Pete. She virtually came out of nowhere. Nobody really knew of her last year, and she won the gold medal. She has had a pretty good season so far. She's a good slalom skier, but she has not come back into 1, 2, or 3 until the World Championships. So that proves that she can really ski when the going gets tough.
And a bronze in the World Championship. So Pauletta Magoni on the course.
She's a very good skier. She's a short girl, quite quick. She skis with a good technical style. Should be able to negotiate this course on the steep very easily.
Currently in 5th place in the slalom standings for the season, 24th overall. Pauletta Magoni, you're watching her now.
From Sarajevo last February. This is Pauletta Magoni of Italy. Let's hear it for Pauletta.
She's nearing the finish line. This looks like a pretty good run for her. I hope that...
What advantage is it to coming out first on the run?
Well, today I think it'll be quite an advantage, except for you don't really know where the turns are and how difficult they will be, but the snow conditions will be the best for Pauletta than for anybody else.
Christelle Guignard, number 2 out of the gate now from France. Current World Cup standings, she is 13th overall, 4th in slalom standings.
She came onto the World of Ski Racing last year by coming from behind and won the first round of the Olympic slalom, then to fall in the second. This year she's skied very well from the second seed, has won 1 slalom in Davos, Switzerland. She's a quick skier. She skis much like her teammate Perrine Poulin. However, she's a little bit younger, doesn't have that experience. This hill also will be good for her because she is such a good technical skier.
In 1985, the World Championships, he was 2nd in the slalom, so a very accomplished skier, and in 4th position as she crosses the finish line, in 4th position in the slalom standings as we started this day. But that may change as we go on, because we've got the greatest in the world right here. And up next from Australia is Annie Kronbichler.
Annie is the tallest girl on the World Cup circuit, so for being a strong slalom skier, that's quite difficult. It's difficult to get quick, it's difficult to have that coordination. She almost looks over the top of the gates. She prefers hills that are a little bit flatter and snow that's softer with straighter courses. So today, she might have a difficult time on this hill.
I would imagine that 3 years ago, before they had these hinged gates, that the slalom would not be Annie's event.
That's right, because with the straight, stiff gates, you had to angulate your body, but now she can actually run right over the gates.
The crowd here, a good crowd, lining the mountainside, cheering on Kronbichler. The best time, 36:43, that belongs to Pauletta Magoni. Christelle Guignard with a time of 37:13, and Kronbichler, the 3rd fastest time to date at 38.31.
Mario Rosa Quario is a very good slalom skier from Italy. She's short, she's quick. This should be a very good hill for her. She skis with her skis very far out to the side and breaks them, but however, she doesn't lose her speed. You can notice how quickly her feet will go from side to side, and yet she will still be fast.
Cindy, she's a hot skier because she was 2nd to Tamara at Waterville Valley last Saturday, so let's see if she can carry the momentum.
And that shows that she's really coming on, because generally she doesn't ski well on flat hills, and Waterville is a flat hill. So today on this steep hill, she should like it. She should like the snow conditions. And here she comes now into the finish. It looks like she's going quite well. It should be a very good time.
36:43, the time of Pauletta Magoni, the time to beat for Maria Rosa Quario. 37:07, so that puts her into 2nd place. As we have the first 4 down, and here is Perrine Poulin at 24 years old. I hate to say it, a veteran, but she is just that, from France.
She's very happy now. She did what she wanted to do. She went into the World Championships and won a gold medal. That's kind of a culmination of a fine career for her. She is like her teammate Guignard. She's very small, quick. She skis technically quite well. She should be able to handle the steep with no real problems.
Well, if you remember back to the 1984 Olympics at Sarajevo, she was the only skier to win more than 1 medal at Sarajevo. She won a silver medal and a bronze. Magoni has the lead, but can Perrine Poulin take it? We'll find out shortly. 37:18 for Perrine Poulin, so that puts her in 4th place. A winner last Saturday at Waterville Valley, New Hampshire, back on American soil, and that's where she gets hot. Tamara McKinney trying to beat the time of 36:43 set by the first skier down, Paoletta Magoni of Italy.
And Pete, I don't think she'll have any problem. She's primed for the day. She loves it here. This is a steep slope, and Tamara is the queen of the new rapid gates. She learned how to run over those gates in a straighter line and yet keep her momentum going much quicker than anybody else. So I expect from Tamara, she looks like she's skiing quite well as she just comes right on down here in the course. She's going to have the fastest time.
The crowd, I think, senses it too, because they were really into that run. And not the fastest time, 37:08, a third place run for McKinney, falling behind Quario and Magoni. So Tamara McKinney will have a little bit to make up in the second run.
Well, I think for Tamara that'll be okay, because if you get started later for the second run, that'll work as a disadvantage.
Roswitha Steiner on the course from Australia, 21 years old. She finished second in the World Cup slalom standings a year ago, but has struggled a bit this year, Cindy Nelson.
The Austrians have had a difficult time with their slalom skiing this year. They haven't had the results that they expected. Steiner and Kronbichler are very good slalom skiers, but they're just having a difficult season. She looks good. She looks compact and quite quick.
Time to beat, 36:43. It belongs to Paoletta Magoni. 37:74, the time for Roswitha Steiner. So that's good for 7th place at this juncture. So it is Magoni, Quario, and McKinney at this juncture, followed by Palan. We are live from Park City, Utah. We got a whole bunch of folks bringing this one to you on ESPN. Cindy Nelson, as I've mentioned. Andy Mill is at the finish line along with Christine Hansen. Hope you're enjoying it. Boy, if you were here, you would be, because it's great weather. On the course right now from Liechtenstein, Ursula Kanset, a 25-year-old skier who is currently 22nd in the slalom standings on this season.
And Pete, Ursula has a very unorthodox style. As you can see, she looks rather wild coming down the hill, but she has a great feel for speed and always lets her skis run, even though she looks like she's just about ready to go out.
You mentioned to me, Cindy, that she skis really without a coach. She usually trains with the Swiss team. 37:65, the time for Ursula Kanset, and a good time. 8th place. So now we are starting to separate the girls from the ladies, I guess you'd have to say, as Paoletta Magoni still leads it, 36:43. Brigitte Gadillant of Switzerland, another one of those outstanding Swiss skiers out of the race.
To have exited the course.
That's too bad for her. She's had a hard time getting her season going. She's an excellent slalom skier, has good technique. She's more on the standard technique. This is a replay of her as she comes down. I can't really detect what she did, but some mistake in timing and went out of the course.
You really indicated, Cindy, that better things were expected of her than what she has produced so far this year. Maria Eppele, West Germany, and the gate now. 26-year-old, here's a veteran on the circuit. In fact, I guess next to Cindy, she has the old-timers honors.
Right. Her sister, Irene Eppele, retired at the World Championships, and then I was the next vet. But now that I'm retired, this is Maria. She's a very good slalom skier. She was recently married to her teammate, Florian Beck, from the men's team. She trained with the men and brought back a much more aggressive and masculine style, which brought her a win at Arosa, Switzerland, ahead of Tamara McKinney, and a win in the very first slalom race of the season. She loves steep, hard slopes, so this should be a very good slalom hill for her.
All right, Marina Eppele approaching the finish line. Magoni still with the time to beat at 36:43. Paoletta Magoni was the first skier down, and she certainly set the standard that they're all shooting at now, so far, unsuccessfully.
She lost her pole. She must have lost it. Oh, no, she has her pole. I'm sorry.
37:87, the time for Maria Eppele. So Paoletta Magoni has not lost her edge. She still leads it here at Park City with a time of 36:40, American snow, as it were, at 37:08. Guignard is 4th, and in 5th place, her teammate Perrine Palan of France. On the course now is Dorota Talka of Poland.
She's a twin sister to Margolzata. They ski very tall, direct. They're strong, strong girls.
If you want an idea of Dorota, how she's done this year, she is 12th in the slalom standings, 28th in the overall point total.
She's really trying to straighten out the course. It looked like it cost her a little bit of time up there as her skis went sideways. But overall, this is a pretty solid run for her.
Well, you can't afford any kind of mistake, though, when Pauletta Magoni comes out with a 36.43. 37.65, the time for Dorota Tolka of Poland. And we'll see her sister shortly.
We can see here in the finish that the snow is getting a little bit soft as they're raking out some of the slush. It'll be warmer, of course, down here at the bottom than at the top.
Olga Charvatova of Czechoslovakia, 22-year-old skier on the hill at the present time, and she's a good one.
And she's down. It looked to me like she tried to run that gate a little bit too straight and hooked a tip. That's when you try and cut off the line and one of your skis goes on another side of the gate than where your body's supposed to. So she's down, will not be in contention for the race today.
Charvatova, perhaps the best athlete amongst the skiers, is out of the competition. Let's go down now to the finish line and Andy Mill. Andy?
Maria, you came through the finish gate with blood on your bib and your face. What happened up there?
Oh, I don't know quite well. I know only I hit the pole. It went right directly in my face. And it was shortly after the starting gate. And I felt it while running, that it's always bleeding and bleeding. And I couldn't do anything.
Was it difficult to concentrate after this happened?
It was, yes.
Well, you're only 1 second behind, so that was not so bad.
Yeah, it was not so bad. I didn't ski very well. I skied much better in the warm-up this morning. Perhaps the second run would be better.
You're a real trooper. Hang in there. Good luck your second run.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. So this is tough going. We said it was tough competition. Maria Eppler able to keep her concentration despite the minor injury that she sustained. That will affect your concentration, no question about it. Magoni's still our leader. Quario in second place, and Tamara McKinney of the United States, leading the slalom standings, is third. Christelle Guignard is fourth, and Perrine Poulin of France, the two French gals, in fourth and fifth place. This is only the first run, coming to you live on ESPN. The all-important second run will be coming your way beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time.
And on the course now we have Margosata, the twin to Dorota. They are identical twins and they ski identically, as you can see with her sister, that she stands very straight and goes straight at the gate. She just knocks them out of her way and tries to be quick from foot to foot as she negotiates the turns.
She is 16th in overall slalom standings, and she comes in at a time of 37.22.
Just 4/10 ahead of her twin sister.
Well, that's got to be a rivalry.
I'm sure they battle back and forth, the two of them.
Up next, one of the premier skiers on the women's circuit, Erika Hess of Switzerland. Twice a world champion in the last 3 years, and if anybody in the next grouping has a shot at Pauletta Magoni, you'd have to think it is Erika Hess.
And Hess is the best technical skier up there. She can ski steep, she can ski flat. She should like this today. It looks like she's having a very good run. She's being aggressive, moving from foot to foot, keeping her upper body quiet.
Remember, she is currently second in the women's slalom standings, so she needs a better than fourth place finish to gain any ground. She had the second intermediate time at 17:59. Erika Hess down the hill.
You can see the quality of the skier.
She must beat a 36.43 of Pauletta Magoni. Here comes Erika Hess toward the line. Did she get it? No, 37.12 is the time for Erika Hess. It does put her in fourth position, bumping down Christelle Guignard to fifth position and knocking Perrine Poulin out of the top 5. So Erika Hess with a good time.
But Erika should like that, because that'll give her a better starting order for the second run. Running 14th is a little bit of a disadvantage.
Brigitte Ortlieb of Switzerland out of the gate, and she, at 22 years old, is one of those outstanding young Swiss skiers that we've been talking about.
She's a great athlete. She's a large girl. She's quite tall, and for a slalom skier is very quick. She skis well in giant slalom and downhill as well. Oh, she's down. That's too bad for her, because that'll put her out of the run for the World Cup overall. She needed to win and be second in these slalom races.
Well, it's one of those situations where you're probably just going for it because you know you have to finish 1 and 2 to top Michaela Figini, and she busted it. So as we see, Brigitte will be shooting it out for that. We'll have both live runs for you here on ESPN. Maria Walliser on the course from Switzerland.
She's out of the course. That's too bad for Maria. She's a very good slalom skier too. Like her other teammates, a good athlete, strong girl. She had a slow start to the season where she changed all of her equipment last summer and didn't get things going until about February.
Is this an indication that the course is becoming more difficult, or are they just taking more chances because of the situation coming late in the lineup to get a better time?
Well, that's hard to say. I think the course will hold up for a while yet.
Pauletta Magoni is your leader, 36:43 her time. Quario in second place at 37:07, followed by Tamara McKinney, just a tick away at 37:08. Erica Hess is in fourth place, Guignard in fifth. Then Vreni Schneider is on the course now, and again from Switzerland, 20-year-old who has been hot of late.
That's right. She's one of the hot young girls. It looks like she straddled the gate. That's too bad for Vreni. This could have been a good slalom for her. She needs to get some slalom experience to raise her points.
At 10th overall, she had a chance to move up, but will not after that.
Vreni's an interesting girl. She had some family problems 2 years ago, so she had to quit ski racing, take 2 years off, go home, and take care of her family.
Marina
now she's
Kiel.
back.
Out of the gates, Marina Kiel from West Germany, who has won the 1985 World Cup Giant Slalom title in a tiebreaker with Michaela Figini.
Marianne is not much of a slalom skier. She doesn't train slalom. She's much stronger in downhill and giant slalom. It looks like her technical ability is pulling her through today as she comes down the course.
She is fifth right now in the overall World Cup standings.
She's doing quite well in this turny section of the course, quick from foot to foot, but as you can tell from the other girls that ran earlier, they took a much straighter line than she did. She skied around the gates. That's too bad. She went out of the course there. I'm not really sure what happened to her.
So that is the, if I'm correct here, the fourth skier that did not finish in succession here. So Blanca Fernandez Ochoa from Spain out on the course now, 21-year-old. The 1985 World Championship, she had a 9th in the giant slalom, 14th in the slalom.
She is a new young talent. She's coached by her brother. Skis very well in giant slalom and in slalom. We are returning now with her to the real slalom skiers. The girls who ran prior, Volliser, Schneider, Kiel, are in the special seats. So you should see, again, some very good slalom skiing. Oh, she had some problems right there on the top of the course.
Everybody
it's difficult up there. Now
See the second round this afternoon.
there should be a little bit of a trough working around the gate. As she comes down, it looks like she just gets a little bit of her boot rubs against the snow and pushes her foot out from underneath her.
So that is 5 that have failed to complete the course, 5 in a row. So we've got a story working here. Let's go now to Andy Mill at the finish line and Christine Hansen.
Thank you, Pete. I'm with Debbie Armstrong. Debbie, a great year last year for you with the gold in the Olympics. Are you pleased with the way the year has been going? You had a good run at the World Championships.
I'm pretty pleased. It's kind of been a frustrating season. The World Championships, I was really ready to go out there and do my stuff. I got a 4th by 5/100ths, and I can't help but be happy with that. I feel pretty good with how the season's gone.
Now, what about today? You're not skiing today. You were in lineup. What's happened?
My knee is bothering me a little bit, but it's nothing major. I'm going to be racing in Heavenly at the next race, and heck, I'm enjoying being a Terrace.
What about the World Cup finals in Heavenly?
I'm psyched. They're going to be great. They're going to be a lot of fun. There'll be a slalom and a parallel, and I'll race in both of those, so I'm looking forward to that.
What about next year? Looking ahead at all yet?
I'm really looking forward to next year. I want to get myself in shape, and I'm ready to go out there and just be hot. I'm really looking forward to it.
We're behind you. Thank you very much, Debbie. Back to Pete.
Thank you, Christine and Debbie, and we'll be looking forward to
For Monica Hess.
We're watching Monica Hess, the 23rd skier down the hill, as Pauletta Magoni still owns the hill here at Park City with a time of 36:43. Monica, the cousin of Erica Hess, naturally both from Switzerland.
She
And
had
skier
some
after
difficult
skier.
troubles there. She was having a pretty solid run, not really fast. But look to me, she got a little bit back, split her skis, and her tip caught in some of that soft snow outside the gate, which caused her to rail out and not be able to make the next gate.
All right, Cindy, let me call on your 14 years of experience. You're up at the top of the gate waiting to come down, and you see skier after skier go down or off the course. What are you thinking?
That's really a difficult thing. You have to put it out of your mind and just imagine yourself attacking the course, knowing that you can make it down. The question that keeps coming to your mind is, why are these girls having problems, and where is the problem?
Monica Aja on the course from Sweden, 22-year-old skier.
The Swedes have a young team. They've been developing it. They went home to train again during the World Cup season. They went back to Sweden, trained, and now this spring have come on very strong. She's not having a great run. She's getting a little wide from the gates, but solid, and she's the first girl to make it through in a while.
38.65 the time for Aja, and as you indicated, not a great run and taking him a little wide, but if you have seen all the rest go down and not in the line for a second run, you've got to understand why she was conservative. The 25th skier out on the course right now is Anna Zavadla of Yugoslavia.
If you watch these Yugoslavian girls, they all have very similar technique. They have big steps between the gates, and their feet get a little bit far away while their body is on the pole. She's a quick girl. She's doing pretty well. It looks like she's having a little bit of a difficult time making a clean turn as she works her way down here to the finish. You can see the motion in her legs isn't as quick as it was with those first few girls, and that'll make her a bit behind.
But again, from a positive note, she did finish 39.21, nowhere near the top time set by Paleta Magoni of 36.43. Quario is second, McKinney is third, and here is Eva Tordokens of the United States having an outstanding year, her fourth year in the national team. In the current world standings, she ranks 16.
Eva is one of our fine young talents. She really wants this race. She's a great athlete, fine skier. She can ski all three events very well. She looks like she's having a pretty good run. Got her skis a little bit sideways there. That'll slow her down.
36.43 is the time to beat, Cindy.
She's a very solid skier, so the problems that those earlier girls were having, I don't think will affect Eva.
19 years old from Reno, Nevada, and listen to this Park City crowd root on the American skier.
That's a very good, solid run for Eva.
Eva Tordokens crosses the finish line at 38.46, good for 15th spot in this competition. Still, the lead is held by Paleta Magoni at 36.43, and we're wondering, as are you, can anybody behind these skiers catch her?
Performance at the World Championships in Bormio.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that, but I have to put that a little behind me.
Well, how,
The race is here.
yeah, how about that first run? It was a difficult running behind a little bit?
Yeah, the course is deteriorating. The bottom is in good shape, but the top is deteriorating. And this morning for me in training, I was having trouble staying in the course. And so I really kind of was a little conservative at the top this run.
What do you plan to do differently for the second run because of the steepness and the course condition?
Just relax a little more and stand up a little more. I started sitting down a little bit.
Okay, congratulations. Have a good second run. Back to you, Pete.
All right, thank you. Karen Lancaster, a teammate of Eva's, is on the course now. Eva in 15th place. Karen Lancaster, we'll see if she can do better than that. A 23-year-old in her 5th year on the competition of the World Cup Tour.
Karen's been training very good slalom all season. She's had a difficult time completing the runs to show how good she is doing. She went through the top part of the course, didn't have too much problems. Looks like she's going to make it through this difficult time. Oh, she's still in the course. That's too bad. She got a little bit late there, got wide on the gate, threw her skis sideways.
Let's take one more look at it, Cindy, as the problem came a little later than at the top of the course,
right,
as Eva was indicating.
It looked like she made it through the difficult place, and then when she came into this hairpin, she just got a little bit back, and the snow is tricky. She caught her edge, slid sideways in the next gate, and was just too late to make it.
Our 32nd skier is out of the gate. That is from Canada, Andrea Bedard.
And as expected, she's down in the third gate. Andrea is known to run probably straighter than anybody else. So when you're on a steep slope and the gates are back and forth, it's a difficult slope for her. She just ran a little bit too straight, and in those tough gates on top, it threw her out.
And Bedard sustaining an injury there. So there will be a little bit of a delay here.
That was a good run for her.
You mentioned that by now, Cindy, most of these girls at the top of the hill are completely psyched by what has happened.
It's difficult to stand up there and see half of the field go out. Now, the course is deteriorating on top. However, it is still pretty good on the bottom.
Camilla Nielsen of Sweden on the course right now. She is 24th currently in the slalom competition, 60th overall, just trying to stay up.
She had a difficult time up there. The course got the best of her, too. She went out, leaned in, and went out.
So attrition has been the story here on this first run. Let's go down now to the interview area and another guest.
Thank you, Pete. With me, Marie Rosa Corio. We heard earlier that Eva Tordokin said that the course is rapidly deteriorating. You ran fourth. Was that a distinct advantage for you?
Yes, today it was very important to have the first numbers. We see Magoni at number 1, I had number 4, Tomorrow at number 6. All the first numbers were advantaging because it's very warm and so there's no deteriorated rapidly.
Now, I know that you like this type of course. The weather has agreed with you today. What are you going to do differently, and can you make up that time in your second run?
Well, it's difficult because 6/10 of a second are a great difference, and it's a short course, so it will be difficult. In slalom, we never know. I'll try to do my best. Maybe she can make a mistake.
Well, we wish you a lot of luck. Thank you very much. Pete.
Thanks, Christine. Of course, this might be a great day for the recreational skier, but for the racers, no way. In the gate and out of it now is Fulvia Stefanin of Italy.
She's a tall Italian, which is unlike the rest of her teammates who are all short and quick. She's strong woman, has not had great results, but is a very good skier. She's out in the second gate. It looks to me like the deterioration of the course is causing people to boot out. That's a term we use when there's a... Let's go back and we can see that it is in fact a problem with the deterioration in that second gate.
Well, I want to ask you as we watch this, Cindy, what then does that do to the strategy for the second run?
Well, I think Tamara is in a very good position for the second run because she will have an early running number. The earlier you are, the better it'll be. So right now the girls are going to try to make it down the upper part of the course and ski fast on the bottom.
If you're not familiar with the way they set up the second runs in World Cup skiing, the first 5 finishers go in inverse order, so the slowest of the first 5 will go first, which puts McKinney right in 3rd position. This is Heidi Bose from the United States. Out on the course, you can almost tell by the crowd.
And Heidi Bose is a very good skier. That's too bad for Heidi, and it surprises me that she made that mistake because she, if anybody, can ski round on those ruts. She got back in the course and now is taking a little bit wider approach so the ruts won't push her out. When she gets down here, she will really need to attack and let her skis run. Now's the time for Heidi to straighten out her line. She's doing pretty well. Looks like she's skiing a little bit conservative down here, which can be expected after so many girls have gone out.
The crowd very receptive to the American skiers.
That shows a lot for Heidi to make that mistake and continue down the course.
All right, the time for Heidi, 41:48, is our winter version of Destruction Derby. Continues here at Park City, Utah. Pauletta Magoni, the one to beat at this moment, a time of 36 plumes.
Right, Diane likes to run really straight. She made that mistake.